Your father may have not been there for you. Your mother may not have been there. Somebody might have done something unspeakable to you. Forgive them. Forgive them. You don't have to be in their face and all buddy. You don't have to be like that. But you can't hate them.
Right.
Can't hold that against them. I'm not telling you to forget. But if they Israelites, you must forgive them.
Right.
You have to. You don't got to be all kumbaya. Listen, let me tell you something. I done had brothers in the world do me dirty. Sisters too. I've had brothers betray me. Sisters leave and betray my trust. But I forgive you. Don't mean we got to be all buddy and all kumbaya. Nah. I forgive you. Go on your journey. And that's the end of that. And that often happens with somebody in your household, where if your brother did something, or if your sister did something, your father did something, your uncle may have done something unspeakable to you. Your aunt may have done something equally as unspeakable. What you have to do is forgive them. Don't mean you got to be sitting with them at the Thanksgiving table. A lot of you are going to sit at the Thanksgiving table with the uncle that molested you, that SA'd you. And it's going to be so casual, like, pass the greens, man. Pass that dry turkey. Like, what? And that's the problem with the Christian church, and that's the problem with the Muslim mosque. No good can come out of that. That's why it's important to come back into this work and come in here. You come up in here in the Israelite School of UPK, you can learn how to forgive. You can. And it's always going to be 70 times 7. I'll use myself as I'll tell you a personal story of mine. Me and my father did not have the greatest relationship when I was a young man, because my father was unfortunately a victim, of drugs in this society. Like, my father was my hero. He was a strong man, but fell weak under, heroin. He fell under that demon. And when I was an older teenager and young adult, I needed my father and he wasn't there, but he got clean. And it was hard for me to forgive my father. I always had that resentment. But when I came in here in the Israelite School of UPK, and big shout out to my brother, precinct captain at 10,000, Ahmad Yashar, with his counsel, I was able to forgive my father and love my father. And in my father's last few years, we mended. I was able to forgive him, and we was able to, rekindle, and and be together as father and son. And I'm explaining something to you just for myself. And the last thing my father said to me on his deathbed, he told me that I'm glad you found the truth and never leave them brothers in the ISUPK. And I will never leave, because I learned how to forgive in here. I learned how to forgive and be a better man and be a better brother and be a better son. You can be a better brother or a better sister too if you come in here. Yes, you always have to forgive your brother or your sister. But it doesn't mean, depending on the level, that you have to be all buddy, kumbaya, and be under. You don't got to necessarily do that. But what you must do, you must forgive them. And if you want to be around them or, do whatever, that's fine. But you better forgive them. You can't walk around and let that linger in the back of your mind. You can't. Because here's the thing, and back onto the other point. If you come up and here, this is that good tree. This good tree is only going to produce good fruit. What I'm looking at is good fruit that is in here, and it came from a good tree. A good tree is not going to produce bad fruit. So when people come up in here and they roll, let them roll. They were never, what Christ said, Kwaniya, they were never really with us. Never. Keep going, Ibad.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Now listen,